The Story Vault presents Gunslingers, Episode 4, a Cassidy Quinn story. The Wild West was no place for the faint of heart. Cassidy Goldie Quinn had escaped Silas Kane's wolves, but trouble wasn't far behind. The trail stretched long and lonesome, and the shadows she left behind were catching up. Cassidy rode through the twilight, the setting sun painting the horizon in streaks of gold and crimson. Her hat brim hung low, shadowing her sharp eyes, always scanning the land for signs of pursuit. Cassidy slows her horse at a ridge, glancing back over her shoulder. Shadows flicker in the valley below. Cassidy, muttering. Still there, like buzzards waiting on a feast. Behind her, the remnants of Silas's gang lurked, wary but relentless. Cassidy had bested their leader, and for that they wanted blood. But Cassidy wasn't about to make it easy for them. As the wind blows, Cassidy adjusts her dust-streaked leather pants and untucks her linen shirt, loosening it slightly. The golden light reflects off her skin, highlighting her rugged beauty, even as her expression remains sharp and guarded. Distant whispers as the gang confers. Gang member 1, hushed. She's too slick, I'm telling you. We ought to let the bounty hunter deal with her. Gang member 2. And split the reward? Not a chance. She's one woman. We catch her off guard and it's over. Cassidy clicks her tongue, urging her horse forward. She disappears into the growing shadows. By nightfall, Cassidy came across an unexpected sight. A campfire burning low, with a lone figure seated beside it. The man's rifle rested across his lap, and his hat tilted just enough to hide his weathered face. Cassidy dismounts, the moonlight catching on her slightly untamed hair as she approaches the fire. Her shirt clings faintly from the heat of the trail, but her movements remain confident and purposeful. Cowboy, gruffly without looking up. Trail's dangerous this time of night, especially for a lady riding solo. Cassidy, firmly. I'm not looking for company, just passing through. The cowboy chuckles softly, leaning forward to poke the fire. His eyes flick briefly to her figure, but Cassidy's sharp glare stops him from lingering. Cowboy. Suit yourself. But if it's Silas's boys you're running from, you won't get far. They don't scare easy, and they sure don't quit. Cassidy's eyes narrow, her hand brushing the butt of her revolver. Her tone softens just slightly, her confidence clear. Cassidy. They'll quit when they're 6 feet under. She turns to leave, but the cowboy speaks again, his tone low and cryptic. Cowboy. They ain't your only problem. Word spread. Bounty hunter's been sniffing around. Careful, Missy. Wolves are bad enough, but a hound will track you to hell. Cassidy pauses, her jaw tightening, before mounting her horse and disappearing into the darkness. The crackling of a small fire blends with the faint rustle of leaves. Cassidy is seated, cleaning her revolver. The sound of a branch snapping in the distance makes her freeze. Cassidy's instincts were sharp, honed by years on the trail. She wasn't alone anymore. A figure steps into the firelight, a tall man with a dark coat and piercing eyes. A rifle rests on his shoulder, and his voice is calm yet unnerving. Bounty hunter. Cassidy Quinn. Didn't think I'd catch you sitting still. Makes my job easier. Cassidy leans back, her linen shirt loose but framing her toned frame as she locks eyes with him, her expression fearless. Cassidy, coldly. Don't reckon you'll get paid if you're dead. The bounty hunter chuckles, lowering his rifle slightly. Bounty hunter. Fair point. But I'm not like Silas's boys. I don't rush in blind. You're fast, Cassidy. But I've been tracking fast folks my whole life. Cassidy's hand hovers near her revolver as the tension builds. The fire crackles louder in the silence. Suddenly, Cassidy throws a handful of dirt into the fire, extinguishing the light. Gunshots ring out in the darkness as Cassidy dives into the shadows. The sound of galloping hooves echoes through narrow canyon walls. Cassidy reins her horse to a stop, scanning the cliffs above. The canyon was treacherous. Narrow trails and high walls made it the perfect place for an ambush. Cassidy knew it, and so did her enemies. She dismounts, crouching low as she spots a tripwire glinting in the morning light. Cassidy, muttering. Amateurs. She disables the trap, but a shadow falls over her. The click of a revolver hammer sounds from behind. Gang member. End of the line, sweetheart. Cassidy spins, her hand a blur as she draws her revolver. A gunshot echoes, and the gang member drops. Chaos erupts as more gang members appear from hidden positions. Cassidy dives behind a rock, her toned figure moving with fluid grace. Her shirt clings slightly as she takes cover, her sharp eyes scanning for her next target. Outnumbered and outgunned, Cassidy's only chance was to turn their trap against them. She ducks behind a boulder, firing precise shots. The canyon walls amplify the sound, creating an intense atmosphere. Cassidy's movements are calculated, her focus razor sharp. Cassidy scrambles up a rocky outcrop, her breathing labored. Below, the bounty hunter steps into the clearing, his rifle aimed steadily. Above the canyon floor, Cassidy faced the greatest threat yet, a hunter who played the long game, and played it well. Bounty hunter. Smart move, using the high ground, but you're running out of tricks, Cassidy. Cassidy steadies her revolver, her figure silhouetted against the rising sun. Her shirt hangs open slightly, but her expression remains unyielding. Cassidy. Come find out. In the Wild West, it's not just about surviving, it's about staying one step ahead. Cassidy Quinn faces her greatest challenge yet, but will it be enough? Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to join Cassidy's next adventure. What would you do in her boots? Share your thoughts below and don't miss the next episode of Gunslingers.